This is 95.3 Business Now.
Welcome back to the program, everyone. The United Kingdom has reaffirmed its commitment to support Nigeria in developing its capital market through a window known as the Mobilizing Institutional Capital through Listed Product Structures, or the Mobilis program. A statement by the UK High Commission in Nigeria said the country sees its Mobilis program as a strong basis for collaboration with the Nigerian financial sector. Professor Uche Uwalike is the Director, Institute of Capital Market Studies, Nasarawa State University, KEFI, and he joins me now to discuss this UK-Nigeria Private Capital Mobilization Initiative. Good morning. It's good to have you join us this morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. It's indeed my pleasure.
All right. Talk to me about the whole concept around this UK Mobilist Initiative for the Nigerian market, Professor.
Well, to start with, it's welcome development. It's sharing news. In the sense that, of course, you know, Mobilis is an acronym, as a matter of fact, that stands for Mobilizing Institutional Capital, through listed
product structures.
Yes. Yes, so that's Mobilis. It's a program of the UK government, the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office of the UK government, that supports investment in especially the capital market for in pursuit of the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, in particular the climate change. So it's a good thing that is coming to Nigeria, because what actually they do is to work with issuers to identify the products that appeal to institutional investors. When we say issuers, of course, we are referring to companies and governments, to bring the products that institutional investors, pension funds, insurance companies, would find attractive. And as you know, it is said that globally, institutional investors are sitting on 100 trillion, dollar funds. So that's why I think it's something that is good for Nigeria, because some of these funds now will be channeled to Nigeria, provided the right products are there.
Yes, Prof. I think it's also important to consider, really, why is the UK government looking to invest in the Nigerian market through this Mobilis program?
Yes, we have had a long relationship with UK. If you look at our capital importation drive, the report by the National Bureau of Statistics, you will find that the major sources of capital importation into this country, in terms of foreign investments, have come from the US and the UK. Okay, so the UK government has been a major partner, to Nigeria, and they have recognized also the funding gap, the financing gap in our capital market. The Mobilis is putting the financing gap in the region of $10 billion, for us to really finance sustainable development, and they are willing to help Nigeria, fill this gap. So I think it's a win-win situation for Nigeria and the UK, especially when this program is going to help mobilize this issuers and institutional investors to bring this capital, to Nigeria. So I think it's a good thing. Remember, I always argue the capital market remains a very good platform for mobilizing long-term funds, for sustainable development.
Sure. Okay.
The only way the government can actually bring about sustainable development in Nigeria is through raising long-term funds. Okay, because that's also that will also go to further boost any effort the government is making in the area of the SDGs. If whether you're talking about no poverty, or you're talking about zero hunger, or you're talking about health, that's the SDG 3, or education, SDG 4. These are things that will require sustainable finance, and that sustainable finance can come through, the capital market.
Yes, Professor. So, in essence, talk to me about how significant this NGX Mobilis partnership to market development in Nigeria.
Yes, it's is quite significant. It's going to help boost the Nigerian capital market and position it to play its role in the economy, especially with respect to achieving the SDGs. The SDG number 7 is on clean energy, and number 13 talks about climate change. And these are the specific goals that the Mobilist program, is addressing. So I think the partnership will go a long way to help Nigeria also, especially implement what it has in the climate policy. We have a climate policy 2021 to 2030. And in 2021, I recall, we also enacted the Climate Change Act. So all of this will help the government, implement that. And particularly, it will also help bring more products to the markets. Today, we know the products that are traded, they are largely traditional products, equities, bonds, and, some bit of exchange traded funds. But of course, we know in other climes we have a lot more. Take South Africa, for example. So I expect that this partnership will also help us see a lot of more innovative products in our markets. We've not seen much of green bonds, for example, and we know green bonds represent instruments for instruments that are consistent with the climate change action. And part of why we've not seen much of green bonds, apart from the little the government issued, the other time, we've not seen corporates, for example, issuing green bonds or ESG instruments, has to do with the conditions, attached to the issuance of green bonds, the green bond principles that must be met, which include use of proceeds, which include management of proceeds, and more importantly, the issue of evaluation of the projects to be undertaken, with the green bonds, and also their reporting framework. So these issues, involve a lot of technicalities, which a lot of our issuers or companies, don't have. So the role of the Mobilist program will be to provide this technical assistance to some of these issuers, because in addition to equity, they also provide technical assistance. So if they can provide technical assistance to our issuers, that will enable them now to make available these products that the institutional investors now will now find attractive, because out there, as I said earlier on, we have huge funds in trillions of dollars, looking for investment outlets. So by the time we have the right instruments in our market, you can be sure that a lot of foreign investments will come into the country. So to that extent, it's quite significant, and it's something that is really a welcome development for Nigeria.
All right, Professor Uche Waleke, Director, Institute of Capital Market Studies, Nasarawa State University, KEFI. We appreciate your time on the show this morning. Do have a great day ahead, sir.
Thanks so much. My pleasure.
Well, I am Aramide Folorunsho, and that's your Business Now edition for today, May the 23rd. Do have a profitable day ahead, everyone. Bye-bye.
This is 95.3 Business Now.